Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the voting of the World Stage 1992 final. So without further ado, let's begin because this was a long show and we have a lot of votes to get through. And first, the penalties, a new thing. Since Georgia didn't vote, Cabo Verde will start off with minus 12 points in the final instead of the zero everyone else has. And we will move to Victor, who will give the following points: 7 to Croatia, South Korea with an 8, then Bolivia with a 10, and now the 12 points go to Northern Ireland. Yeah, I did not make them work like super well, but they will work eventually. You can see that they're negative because they're at the bottom. Anyway, Liv is voting as well, giving 6 to Northern Ireland, 8 to Czechoslovakia, 10 to Poland, and 12 points to Hungary. And now it is Famicom Guy voting as well, giving 7 more points to Croatia, which means it's tied with Northern Ireland now. 8 to Austria, 10 points to Northern Ireland, and the 12 points to France. Yeah, I will vote too. It's a very me coded 12. I know, but look, I had to. Anyway, Yera will give 8 points to Albania, uh, 10 points to the United States, and the 12 to Czechoslovakia, putting it second. Oh, someone should ping Maya in case, like, because I think she asked. Anyway, Asterios will vote, giving 7 more to the United States, and 8 to Scotland, 10 to Northern Ireland, and the 12 points to Albania, who is now second, well, tied for second. And even though it was like, and that, well, anyway, Nebojasta will vote, giving 8 to Albania, uh, 10 to Cabo Verde. So Cabo Verde is now only on minus 2 points. And 12 to France. France is now third. Only 9 points behind the leader, Northern Ireland. Nothing to Northern Ireland, by the way. Alex is voting. Justice for Malaysia, sure. Giving 7 to Albania, 8 to New Zealand, uh, 10 points to Czechoslovakia. I just thought Maya asked to do it. I don't remember. I didn't remember. And 12 to Bolivia. Perpetual and Q. How sad. David from Malta. I added the actual username here so you can all see who it is actually. Anyway, giving 8 to Norway, 10 to Austria, and 12 points to South Korea. Speaking about voter coded 12s, very David coded 12. Joshua will give 7 to Pakistan, 8 to Kyrgyzstan, who was second in the odds, but are nowhere, well, not really nowhere near, but like not very close to winning at the moment. 10 to South Korea and 12 to Spain. So South Korea is suddenly leading. Eggman 2000. Starburst's girlfriend. Wow, what a difficult word to say for some reason. Anyway, 8 to Thailand, 10 to Spain, and 12 to Albania. Fuck you. I'm going to. Anyway, Factor P is voting, giving first points to Antigua and Barbuda, 8 to Poland, 10 to Bolivia, and I wonder what the 12 points will be. It's so, yeah, 12 points to Albania. That is very unexpected. Turkey is the last country on 0 points, despite being a DTF. Andro giving 6 more points to Albania, so Albania is suddenly running away with it a little bit. 8 to Northern Ireland. 10 to Spain. And 12 points go to Austria. Austria is up there in the mix, despite being in the repechage. Josh will vote too. Josh will give 4 to Argentina. I don't know why I focused on Argentina. 7 to Northern Ireland, 5 more to Albania, 8 to Austria, 10 to South Korea, and the 12 points will go to New Zealand. My mom is voting as well, giving 7 to Ukraine, 6 to Brazil, 8 to Czechoslovakia. Not quite unexpected of her, I know, but yeah, 8 points to Czechoslovakia, 10 to Northern Ireland, and 12 to South Korea. Clearly, I am not even her. Yeah, that's way more expected. Yeah. Anyway, Laplaxi will vote. Cannot vote for himself, obviously. So the 2 points in South Korea put it in the lead. Then 8 points to Australia, 10 to the Netherlands, and 12 points to Romania. Oh yeah, and 4 points to Turkey. So nobody is on 0 points, and Cabo Verde is not in the negatives anymore. Joe will give the following points. So far, 7 more to Austria. Austria is clinging onto that top 10 like very safely. 8 to Cabo Verde. Well, suppose it's Cape Verde. I'm going to call it Cabo Verde because I'm used to it. 10 to Kyrgyzstan. And 12 points to Pakistan. I see he stands these stands. Yeah, I'm just used to Cabo Verde. Ivanik will give 7 more to South Korea. And South Korea is now leading by uh, 8 points. Then 8 points go to Poland, 10 to Lithuania, and 12 points go to New Zealand. Jeremy. Let's see the votes from Jeremy. 7 more to Cabo Verde. It is now safely away from last place. Uh, 8 to Lithuania. Lithuania is now top right side. 10 to Northern Ireland. And went to South Korea, by the way. And 12 to Brazil. Brazil is on the left side. Wabu. Well, we all know where 12 points are going. Wabu will give 7 to Antigua, 8 to Australia, 10 points to Norway, block voting, SMH, SMH, and 12 points to the Netherlands. Groot, not with one boot here, will give 7 to Pakistan, 8 to Northern Ireland, 10 points to Austria, and 12 points to Hungary. Austria was a repechage, but I think we don't need to think like pay much attention to that anymore, thanks to Lamot Tevola. Anyway, Archie will vote, giving 8 to Thailand, 4 to Northern Ireland, 3 to South Korea. So the top two are okay in his mind. 10 to Norway and 12 to Bolivia. Someone react with the Polish flag to Victor. I'm busy. Moro will vote, uh, giving 7 to Austria, 8 to Romania, 10 to Cabo Verde, and 12 points to Czechoslovakia. Jimmy's will vote as well, with 7 to Poland, 8 to Kyrgyzstan, who were on the right side, by the way, 10 to Bolivia, and 12 points to Hungary. I know from whom I will see what taste. Yes, exactly. I guessed it. Ha ha ha, ha. I knew it. My heart longs for Taiwan to win. Well, this is Fireburst, giving 5 to Northern Ireland, 3 to South Korea, 8 to Bolivia, uh, 10 to Turkey. If Czechoslovakia wins, it will be Czechia because this is a Czech entry. 10 to Turkey and 12 to Argentina. Fireburst is not very happy with the bottom songs. Felipe voting as well, giving 5 to Northern Ireland, 6 to Kyrgyzstan, 7 to Pakistan, 8 to Cabo Verde, uh, 10 to Czechoslovakia, and 12 points to Thailand. Congratulations, Thailand, on your win. Felipe spoke it. Someone's mic is very noisy. Anyway, Bethan is voting, giving 7 to New Zealand, 8 to Northern Ireland, uh, 10 to Albania, and 12 points to Ukraine. Taste. Andy from St. Pierre. Miquelon. Nice. Anyway, giving points to the whole top three, 7 to Romania, Patriotic Andy, shocker, 8 to Cabo Verde, 10 to Lithuania, and 12 points to Kyrgyzstan, who are, after being quite outside of the battle, are back in it. But Northern Ireland is leading by quite a bit now. Jeffrey giving 6 to Antigua, 7 to Argentina, 8 to Scotland, 10 to Romania, and 12 points to Brazil. Leos. Let's see how Leos will vote. Well, 7 go to Australia, 6 to Hungary, 8 to Pakistan, 10 points to Norway, and 12 points go to Antigua and Barbuda. He does not agree with our last place, I think. AJ cannot vote for himself, obviously, so yeah, 7 to Croatia, 8 to New Zealand, 10 to the Netherlands, and 12 points go to Kyrgyzstan, who are in the top 5 now. And this is the halfway point now. Spooky Boy Jury 31 out of 61. This is the middle point. Giving 5 more to Northern Ireland, 6 to South Korea, 4 to Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is now top 3, 8 to Scotland, 10 to Turkey, and 12 points to the Netherlands. Matt will vote. Matt House will give 7 to the United States, 4 more to Northern Ireland, 8 to Spain, 10 points to Albania, and 12 points to Pakistan. Puts Grandma, 5 to South Korea, 7 to Poland, 8 to Cabo Verde, 10 points to Scotland, and the 12 will go to Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is now in triple digits. Ren from Bolivia cannot vote for herself, obviously, so let's see how this will affect Bolivia. Probably, seemingly not that much, a lot of lower votes around Bolivia. 8 to the United States, 10 to Scotland, and 12 points to Pakistan, who are now in the top 10, I believe. Just looking at it visually. Yasmin giving 7 to Hungary, 8 to Kyrgyzstan. It is now second, being right side for a little bit, and being one of the last countries to even get points. 10 to Croatia, and 12 to Thailand. Okay, now Pasi, Zuna's dad. I am explaining this to people who don't know because we have new people here who do not know. Giving 8 to France, 10 to Austria. Austria is on triple digits now, and look, the top 10 is very tight. And 12 points to Northern Ireland. Hungary is doing very well. Kvastapok, Ivanik's sister, again explaining it to those who do not know, because we have people who do not know, giving 8 to the Netherlands, 10 points to Australia, and 12 points to South Korea. And it's back in second place now, 20 points behind Northern Ireland, the leader. It is still very tight. Zuna will vote 2, 4 to Northern Ireland, 7 to Turkey. Turkey is now third from last. 8 to Thailand. And 12 points to Austria. Austria is fourth and in the triple digits. And Kyrgyzstan, with 12 points, is back in second now. Well, Hungary can still mathematically win. It is not that far behind. It's only 50 points behind. Yeah, giving 7 to Poland, 6 to Kyrgyzstan, 8 to Thailand, 10 points to South Korea, and 12 points to Albania. Well, Northern Ireland is suddenly being caught up. And Chris is voting. He will give 4 more points to South Korea, putting it in second place again. 8 to Thailand, putting it on triple digits. 10 to Pakistan. And 12 points will go to France. Now TMG will vote, giving 6 more to Kyrgyzstan, putting it in second place. 8 to Romania. 10 to Turkey. And the 12 points will go to the United States. And Carla will vote too, giving 6 to Albania, 7 to Austria. It is very tight at the top. It is very exciting. 8 to Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is in the lead by 3 points now. 10 to Antigua and Barbuda. And 12 to Cabo Verde. Alex Papaute. I cannot. I cannot sing to a melody in my brain. Sorry. 7 to Albania. 8 to Hungary. 10 to Thailand. And 12 points to Cabo Verde. Eric is voting as well tonight. How exciting! He will give 6 to Argentina, 7 to France, 8 to Cabo Verde, 10 to Brazil, and 12 points to Turkey. UDP will vote too. 4 points to Northern Ireland, put it back in the lead. And 8 to South Korea, put it back in very close behind. 10 to Pakistan, 12 points to Kyrgyzstan. I feel like this is quite UDP code 12, and Kyrgyzstan is back in the lead by 11 points. And Garbo will vote 2, with 7 to Norway, 8 to Argentina, 10 to Lithuania, and 12 points to Antigua. By the way, if Kyrgyzstan wins, I have no idea what we will do because we do not even have a host entry for Kyrgyzstan. So it will be fun. Luis will vote with 7 points to Hungary, 8 to Croatia, 10 to Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is suddenly built up a 21-point lead within just 2 voters, and 12 points to Spain. And Maya will vote, giving 1 point to Ukraine, which is now in last place, 7 to Czechoslovakia, 8 to Argentina, 10 to the United States, and the 12 points to South Korea, putting South Korea second now. Iran will vote, with giving 7 to Thailand, 8 to the United States. Sorry for the yawn, I could not do anything about it. 10 to Poland, and 12 more to Kyrgyzstan, who are out of nowhere building up a very solid lead. But it is obviously still not over. John, your head hurts part 2. What was part 1? I don't remember. 7 to Thailand anyway, 8 to Kyrgyzstan, 10 to Cabo Verde, and 12 to Czechoslovakia. Nix. 7 to Ukraine, who that does not move them away from last, sadly. 8 to Antigua and Barbuda. 10 points to Kyrgyzstan, who are all of a sudden 41 points ahead of South Korea, and 12 to Hungary. Allendale with 7 to South Korea. If let's see, 8 to Northern Ireland, 10 points to Thailand. Thailand is fourth now, and 12 to Pakistan. Nothing to Kyrgyzstan, so it is only a difference of 34 points now. Still very much reachable for both South Korea and Northern Ireland. But Rodo will vote 2, giving 7 to Hungary, 8 to Pakistan, 10 to Brazil, and 12 points to Thailand. Thailand is now third, and nothing to Kyrgyzstan. Anyway, here Phil is voting now, juror number 54, giving 7 to Bolivia, 8 to Croatia, 10 to Romania, and 12 points to Kyrgyzstan. So Kyrgyzstan has broken the 200 points barrier, 211 points, a difference of 45. Mike equals egg. No, Mike equals quack. That is wrong. Giving 7 to the Netherlands, 8 to Czechoslovakia, 10 to Romania, and 12 points to oh yeah, 6 to Kyrgyzstan, and it is indeed mathematically over, I think. Yeah. It is mathematically over, I believe. Yeah, 5 points to Kyrgyzstan from Maria. That is indeed very much over now. Kyrgyzstan has mathematically won it, but we will see the rest of the voting. Who finishes where? 7 to Thailand, 8 to Poland, 10 to Norway. It isn't yet. I think it is. Isn't it? And 12 to Pakistan, putting them fifth. Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, Maria was going to blank South Korea because, well, we all know the opinion of Maria about South Korea. Anyway, Aunt Petunia will give 7 to Australia, 8 to Cabo Verde, 10 to Kyrgyzstan, 10 more to Kyrgyzstan, uh, and 12 points to Romania. Uh, and now Anton will vote to 1 to South Korea, 3 to Thailand, 7 to Romania. The battle for second is still very close. Thailand is in 1, 6, 7 points. 6, 7. 10 to Hungary, 8 to New Zealand today, and 12 points to Austria. Please stop. Never. You cannot force me to stop. Marco will vote, giving 7 to Northern Ireland, 8 to Thailand. Thailand is now second, or is it? 10 to France, and the 12 will go to Pakistan. So that's what he said was the best world stage entry so far. Okay, Elda, second to last year, will give 2 more points to Ukraine, 7 to Bolivia, 8 to Kyrgyzstan, 10 points to Turkey, and 12 points to Australia. Yeah, Asian top four. Well, not yet. There's still votes from Dr. Sager, giving 7 more to Kyrgyzstan, solidifying the lead, 8 to Cabo Verde, 10 points to Spain, and 12 points to Austria. Yeah, this concludes the voting in the 1992 final, with Kyrgyzstan winning by a margin of how many points? Oh god, I'm very bad at maths on the fly. That is 72 points. Margin of 72 points. Okay, now let me make the announcement. Uh, okay, and now what I will do is do the reveal. We'll start with the repechage in seventh place with 185 points. It was Antigua and Barbuda, not Ukraine. And also with 185 points, as Liv leaked, it was actually Ukraine. And with 193 points, if Joshua voted, Antigua would have enqueued for Denmark, but Ukraine would have still qualified. Anyway, with 193 points, in fifth place it was Australia. Then with 201 points in fourth place it was Lithuania. Also with 201 points in third it was Croatia. With 211 points, in second place was Hungary. And winning the repechage despite the 12-point penalty was Austria. And you may see that the points total of Liechtenstein changed because the penalty was applied. How? I mean, look, where Austria finished in the final sixth, obviously, like. And Hungary was just behind in eighth. Yeah. And yeah. So the top two was very much deserved. Although, why did it not go DTF then? Actually, Austria was a big growth for me. Like, I did not care for it much in the semi-final, but I really enjoyed it during the repechage and the final as well. Anyway, let's go to semi-final one. In ninth place with 154 points, it was Hungary. Look at this. It finished higher in the final, after going through the repechage than it did in the semifinal. It was not a borderline non-qualifier, not borderline repechage qualifier. Yeah, and it got no 12s. There were no Hungarian 12 points in the semifinal. And this is why the repechage exists, people. Uh, anyway, in eighth place with 162 points was Greece. With 171 points in seventh place was Denmark. And in sixth with 183 points, it was Austria. So both like look at the yeah. Anyway, with 222 points in fifth place, massive gap were the United States, which did not finish anywhere near either Austria or Hungary in the final. With 228 points in fourth place was Czechoslovakia. Now, this is quite understandable. Czechoslovakia was 13th in the final, still nowhere near the repechagers. Then with 245 points. In third was South Korea, which finished third in the final. I'm going to remind you. Then in the second place with 253, what was that? And in second place was Thailand, which did finish second. And in first place was Spain, which did not finish first. Yeah. So the results are a mess, a pretty mess on my dress. No. Uh, anyway, second semifinal, where none of the I love their face. Anyway, in ninth place, none of the repechage qualifiers qualified from here, with a margin of 1 point. Taiwan qualified over San Marino because someone forgot to update their votes. And that is why I was reminding people to update their votes so loudly. Anyway, with 156 points, in eighth place, Afghanistan. Then with 157 points in seventh place, we had Liechtenstein. And with 159 points, we had Chile in sixth. Then with 164 points in fifth place were the Netherlands. And with 167 points was Turkey. You can clearly see that this was not a strong semifinal because look, the TFs, Turkey, and Netherlands still finished second to last, and you can see why all of the repechage repechage qualifiers qualified. Then, with 170 points in third was Brazil, also not very high in the final. Then with 200, look at the jump to second place, 244 points, Northern Ireland. And with 251 points, it was Poland. So the top two actually did well. Only the top two placed in the top 10 in the final. All right, now, semifinal 3. In ninth place, by a margin of 3 points, we had Costa Rica. And with 153 points in eighth place, we had Croatia. So Croatia would not have qualified to the final normally, but it did end up placing 16th in the final, so quite respectable. What does it? Yeah, it says the title of the Kyrgyz song. With 169 points in seventh was Israel. Oh, the artist, yeah. Yeah, you're right. And in sixth place was Lithuania. And in third place with 180 points was New Zealand. Then with 218 points was Albania, which had a penalty applied to it, but thankfully it did not prevent it from qualifying directly. With 219 points was Cabo Verde, also with the penalty applied to it. This was a semi of penalties. With 224 points in second place was Scotland, which did not do as well as Albania or Cabo Verde in the final, or even as well as Croatia, which was a repechage qualifier. Yeah, I mean, Scotland would have been fourth normally, so yeah, I suppose so. And Pakistan was first. Yeah. And finally, the fourth semi-final, with 140 points in ninth place, was Ukraine. So, yeah, it would not have qualified under normal circumstances, but people qualified through the repechage. Then, with 155 points in eighth place, was Belgium. Then, with 168 points in seventh place, was Antigua and Barbuda. And with 190 points in sixth was Australia. And then with 197 points in fifth was Norway, with 201 points. In 18th was France. And then with 226 points in third place was Bolivia. Then with 238 points in second, we had Romania. And with 324 points in first was Kyrgyzstan, which won the whole year. And I feel like it makes a lot of sense. Yeah? Yeah. 1712s, yeah. Anyway, let me. You will see the admin interface. I do not care. I need to change it so we can go over the predictions. The semi results are now published, and we will go through the predictions. We will start with the predictions of semifinal one, which Victor won by a huge margin. Look, he did quite well. Uh, he was very off on Spain, and Rodu was very off on Ireland, but he was second. Spoody was very off on everything except Malaysia. And let's see the predictions of semifinal two, which Rodu won this time, despite being quite off on Finland. And in semifinal three, there are very few predictions, but Morrow, look at Morrow's predictions. Look at Morrow did really well, nothing off by more than 3 positions. And finally, semi-final four, Rodu won it again. Very good predictions from Rodu. Only off on France, like noticeably off on France, and that's it. Moro, you won the predictions of semi-final three with a really good score. Oh, well, okay, then tell him that in the chat. Anyway, the repechage, which I won, just barely, by 2 points. And Liv was just 2 points behind me. Yeah, Anton was like shitting on his prediction, but he was third. He was only off on Hungary, and like everyone was off on Hungary, except for Liv, who was spot on. And finally, the final, finally, which Moro won despite Thailand. Yeah, Liv, what's that prediction on Austria? Anyway, back to the final. You can see that Moro was only really off on Thailand. Meanwhile, For example, I also was very often Thailand, actually, and very often Scotland, and very often Brazil. While Rodu was very often Austria, but I feel like that's fair. It was a repechage entry, and repechage entries don't really place this high. Uh, yeah, and Asterius. Let's see Asterius. Also often Hungary. First twice, second twice, last place in the repechage. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Finally, this concludes it. I think you can see the more detailed tables on your own. There are a lot of them. So yeah, thank you everyone for this. And yeah, I will need to do some setup for the draw. And you all soon.